Now, some of you already know that some of the things that are hurting our economy in South Africa is, of course, high inflation, interest rate hikes, with, of course, the load shedding. Now, with load shedding, you will know that so many of the companies have come out complaining about these huge power cuts, which are having a huge impact into their revenues. I mean, with inflation and interest rate hikes, you will know that these are some of the problems that are not being faced by South Africa, but they are also being faced by many other countries outside of South Africa, or many other countries worldwide, which is something that obviously must just show you that inflation, high interest rate hikes is not only the problem that is facing South Africa, but it is facing most of the countries globally. Now, with load shedding, this is one or the most important thing that is even worsening our economy over and above inflation and interest rate hikes, because, ladies and gents, companies are having to come with mitigation measures trying to curb this load shedding. This has been a problem for the past, I don't know, couple of years, 3-4 years now, but obviously it has gotten worse in the last 2 years, right? I mean, load shedding, you will know that there were point in time where we were spending like 12 hours without electricity, which obviously, if that was having a huge impact into you and me, imagine the kind of impact it was having to the companies we invest in the stock market, or to the small to large companies that we invest in the stock market. They were meant to, of course, be affected by that. But ladies and gents, today, with all that, I come with good news of saying that load shedding is becoming better, we are getting to see, of course, the companies or sectors recovering. Because, ladies and gents, as I've said, this load shedding, it was one of the main contributors of companies we invest in not to perform. So to get to see it becoming better, this, ladies and gents, it's good news, or is there good news that I'm here to tell you, or I'm here to show to you that we are on recovery. South Africa is on recovery because, ladies and gents, inflation is going down. We already know that interest rate hikes might not be, or the SA Reserve may not be aggressive in terms of raising interest rate hikes, and the load shedding has become better. I think currently in the country we are playing around stage 3 and stage 1 in recent days, which is something that obviously is a good thing. And to show of how good this is, we are seeing most of the industries, of course, recovering. I mean, the construction industry, retail industry, mining and manufacturing, we are seeing them increasing or becoming better in terms of production, which is something that is good, right? Because as seen on the screen, you'll notice that there was an increase of 0.8, which was way better than what analysts expected. I mean, analysts were expecting at least a growth of 48.3, which we saw, of course, these industries performing way better by 0.8 to that figure, which analysts, or that 48.3, which analysts expected. This should just show you that, of course, the more we are getting power cuts, of course, shortening is, of course, the more we'll see our economies growing. I mean, this is not only to publicly listed companies, but even private companies. It appears that, of course, they are seeing some good recoveries based on the fact that load shedding or power cuts are becoming better, which is something that obviously will make the companies that even we invest in the stock market to recover as load shedding or power cuts becomes shorter. But before, of course, we forget the households, you already know that this video is an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. And I really appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about, of course, the good news that South Africa is experiencing at the moment. I mean, regardless of what we might or what we have seen in the past, it looks like there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Situation is becoming better, which is a good thing. So if you are liking this content, hit the likes button, subscribe, and once subscribed, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell at least to get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. So I'm very excited that, of course, in recent days, these power cuts or short power cuts we are seeing these days are really reviving industries in South Africa, or many of the industries in South Africa, which is a good sign of saying that should we get to a place where there's no load shedding, then we are definitely going to see major improvements in all of the industries, which is going to drive, of course, good revenues in companies that we invest in, and the share prices of those companies will recover. This is a good thing, right? And one of the things that obviously another thing that I'm really closely monitoring, which is important, which is coming next week here in South Africa, is the cost of living or the inflation figures for the month of June. Because ladies and gents, you will know that May we saw inflation coming down to 6.3%, which was a good thing, right? And you will know that this month, though we have not seen analyst expectations, we are expecting, or some of the analysts, or Nedbank rather, they are expecting inflation to average at 5.9% for the rest of the year 2023, which is something that obviously, if we are to get that, then it means that chances are from here we will see inflation cooling off as it continues going to, of course, the SA Reserve Bank's target of between 3 and 6%. So I'm very excited also about that, to say that, of course, this inflation is coming down, and the next week we might see another decline from the inflation, or from the June inflation figures, which are expected to come, I think, next week on Wednesday. Which, when we get those in figures, ladies and gents, that will tell us, or they will show us, if whether indeed we are on the road to recovery. But I'm hoping and thinking that we are going there, because already there are signs that are showing that companies, mining companies, retailers, and construction companies are improving in terms of production and sales, which is something that, of course, it will, of course, even revive those companies. Otherwise, without that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, I'm hoping for the best, and the fact that we are seeing load shedding not being that bad in recent days makes me to be really excited, because, ladies and gents, you will know that so many analysts were expecting things to worsen, because in June they know that the consumption of electricity becomes more, and this is the time when we are seeing, of course, this load shedding or power cuts at least easing, which is vice versa than what analysts and economists were looking at. So I'm very excited about this, and I hope that the situation continues improving, as that will bring, of course, a recovery into the companies who invest in the stock market. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.